Hello everyone, welcome to the another session of Class 6 Mathematics, and I'm your Anu for Maths School 1. Last class we have been seeing some problems in HCF. I told you the maximum possible types of problems that you may get to find HCF, isn't it? Now we'll see some problems about the LCM, that is the least common multiple. Okay, so let's see the first problem to be: find the smallest number which when divided by 28, 40 and 44 leaves a remainder 8 in each case. So now how do we find whether the problem is about HCF or LCM? As I told you earlier, HCF means the highest common factor. And whenever you think about factor, the concept or the idea comes to your mind is, factor is always lesser than the given number, equal to or lesser than the given number. That is, we are making fractions of a given number. A bigger number is made into fractions, and we see that each fraction is maximum possible. Okay, so the number is made into parts. So naturally the parts will be lesser than the given number, but it will be the maximum possible fraction. So that is why it is called highest common factor. Okay, but LCM is the least common multiple. So what do you mean by multiple? It repeats itself, and we have at some point of time we have a common multiple for all the numbers, and the common multiple for all the numbers has to be the first common multiple, that is the least common multiples. Even after several stages or several steps, you might get another common multiple, but it won't be the least common multiple. Okay, you can have several multiples, common multiples for some numbers, for 3 numbers. For example, these 3 numbers you can get several common multiples, because multiples we know they are endless, isn't it? We have several common multiples, but we need to see that the first common multiple which occurs has to be taken. So that is called the least common multiple. That is why we specify the word least. But what people tend to confuse is multiple is a larger number. So whenever I see the word maximum or the greatest, they tend to do HCF. But that is not the case. You just need to understand the problem, whether we get an answer which is less than the given number or we get an answer which is greater than the given number. So that is how you find whether the number deals with the HCF or LCM. And now here the smallest number which when divided by 28, 40 and 44, this is your keyword, which when divided by. So when a number has to be divided by some number, it has to be a bigger number, isn't it? So the number has to be divided by 28, by 40, by 44. So it has to be naturally greater than the largest number, that is 44, isn't it? So whenever we divide a number, the numerator, the number which is to be divided is in the numerator, isn't it? So the numerator, the number in the numerator has to be greater than the number in the denominator. So the greatest of all these numbers is 44. So naturally the number has to be, which is to be divided, has to be greater than the largest number, that is 44. So that you have to keep in mind. So since this problem deals with a number greater than all these numbers, we need to find the LCM, because multiple is naturally a greater number, isn't it? So this is about the LCM. Now first we'll do the first part, that is we'll find the LCM. Then we'll go to the second part that says it should leave a remainder 8 in each case. Okay, we'll move on to the second part afterwards. First we'll find out the LCM of 28, 40 and 44. So determining whether to find the HCF or LCM is the main part of the problem. When you understand this, the rest of things becomes easier for you. So now 28, 20, 22, 7, 10 and 11. I have told you in LCM you can divide each and every number individually, isn't it? 2 here, 5 and 11. Now 5, 11. Okay, so let me check. 2, 7, 10 and 11. 7, 1, 10, 11. For 2 it is 1, 5 and 11. For 5 it is 1, 1 and 11, 11. Okay, so until you get 1, 1 you continue. Now multiply all the numbers in the left side. So what do you get? 2 2s are 4, 4 7s are 28. 28 into 10 is 280. 280 into 11. So 11 8s are 88. 8. 11 2s are 22. 22 plus 8 is 30. You carry a 0 here. So 3080 is your LCM. Isn't it? 3080. So let us check it again. 2 5 is 10. 10 into 11 is 110. 110 into 7 is 770. 770 into 4 is 28. Carry 2. Yes, 3080. Always do double check and use the the things we have learnt before. That is, see that you get multiples of tens so that it will be easier for you to multiply. Okay, so 3080 is your LCM now. Now what does this LCM say? This is the number which can be divided by all the three numbers, isn't it? LCM means it can be divided. This number can be divided by all the three numbers. What does it mean? If it is divided by, if 3080 is divided by 28, 40 and 44, you don't get any remainder. The remainder is 0 because it is 3080 is a multiple of all the three numbers, isn't it? That is what it means. But come to the second part. It leaves a remainder 8 in each case. So how do we make this number which when divided by all the three numbers will leave a remainder 8? Yes, you just add 1 8 to this. That's it. Because when you divide this number by all the three numbers, you get a remainder 0. When you add 8 to this, 3080 plus 8, you get 3088. Now when you divide this by 3088, when divided by 28, you get a remainder 8. When divided by 40, you get a remainder 8. When you divide it by 44, you get a remainder 8. Do you understand this? So how we will take a path to find out the answer. That is, when a number divided by all the three numbers leaves a remainder 8 in each case. So first find the LCM to get the number which when divided by all the three numbers, that will give you a remainder 0. Then add the remainder which is given here. So that will be the answer for you. Now do you understand? Yes. We'll move on to the next problem. Now the next problem is, see, find the smallest 4-digit number, which is exactly divisible by 12, 16, 34, 24 and 36. Now this becomes easier for you because they have just asked you the smallest number which is exactly divisible by all the four numbers. So exactly divisible by all the four numbers mean that the number should be a greater number, which has to be divided by all the three numbers. And if it is exactly divisible, it means it should not leave any remainder. So we just need to find the LCM of all the four numbers. So 12, 16, 24 and 36. If I find the LCM, see, I keep on dividing it by some number. Now up to this I have divided by 2, isn't it? Now 4 is carried because 4 is not divisible by 3, and this becomes 2 and this is 3 now. Now with 2 I have 2, 1 and 3, and again I put 2 here, and for this I put 3. Now do you understand? This is my LCM long division method. Now I multiply 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 8 2s are 16, 16 into 9. What is 16 into 9? 9 6 are 54. So 144 is the LCM of all the three numbers. But what they have asked you is, find the smallest 4-digit number. You have to find the 4-digit number which will be divisible by all the 4 numbers. Now we have found out 144, isn't it? We have found out 144, but we need to find the smallest 4-digit number. So we'll just find the multiple of 144, because multiple of 144 will always be will always be the multiple of all the 3 numbers, isn't it? Because 144 is a multiple. See, for example, if I say 8 is a multiple of 2, okay, or 4 is the least common multiple of 2, okay. Then if I say, for 2 and 4, I say 4 is the least common multiple, because for both 4 and 2, 4 is the least common multiple. Okay, 4 is divisible exactly by 2 and 4. Now if I take another multiple of 4, that is, if I take 8, the next multiple of 4. So 8 is also common multiple for 2 and 4. Likewise, if I take the next one, that is 12. 12 is also common multiple of 2 and 4, isn't it? Likewise, when I take 16, 16 is also a common multiple of 2 and 4. So you need to find the multiples of 144 so that you get the smallest 4-digit number. The first 4-digit number you get will be the smallest 4-digit number which is divisible by all the 4 numbers. So let us find the multiple. So this is 288, and again 144 into 3, 12, 13. No, this is 432, isn't it? So next we find, so here there is 1. So let me try with 7. 28, carry 2, 28, 30, carry 3, so 1008. See, 1008 is the first, because before that it will be certainly 3-digit number. So this is your first 4-digit number which is divisible by all the 4 numbers. Do you understand how do we find the first 4-digit number? The first LCM will be, the least common multiple is 144, we have found out, and what they have asked is 4-digit, okay, number which is divisible by all the 4 numbers. So for that you need to find the multiple of 144, which will give you 4 digits, first 4 digit, that is the least number in the 4 digits. Even after this, 144 into 8 is also a multiple of these 4 numbers, but this is your smallest 4-digit number which is divisible by all the 4 numbers. Now do you understand how do you proceed with the problem? Yes. Now we have seen the types, all the types of HCF and LCM too. And now we will move on to another 2 problems where we see real life applications where we apply HCF and LCM. Okay. Now this is what they have given you. The length, see, if you imagine this to be a room. Please don't mind my drawing. Okay. So if you consider this to be a room in some cuboidal shape, they have given you the length of the length, breadth and height of the room to be, see the length, this is the length, and this is your breadth, and this is your height. Okay. So the length is given as 8 meters and 25 centimeters, and the breadth is 6 meters and 75 centimeters, and the height is 4 meters and 50 centimeters, okay, respectively. Determine the longest tape which can measure the 3 dimensions of the room exactly. So we need to find the measurement of the longest tape which can measure the dimensions of the room exactly. That is what they mean is, we need to find a tape, okay, so that it can measure the length exactly. So if I measure with the tape, sometimes the tape extends to some extent. Again, we take the tape and measure the remaining distance. If we say that is half of the tape remaining, if we measure, there will be some half of the tape or quarter of the tape remaining, and we calculate according to that. But that is not the case. What they have said is you have to find the longest tape so that it can measure all the 3 dimensions exactly. That is, it has to sit. If you measure, see, actually if you measure the length 3 times with the tape, it has to sit 3 times. It has to sit in the corner. If you start from this corner, it has to sit in that corner exactly fully. Okay, the tape has to sit fully when you measure up to that corner. So how many times you measure? You measure it equally with the tape. Likewise for the breadth and for the height. Okay, do you understand? So we need to find the longest tape which can measure all the three dimensions exactly. So how do we do that? If we have to find the longest tape which can measure all the dimension exactly, it has to be lesser than the smaller value. So this is your smaller value. It has to be lesser than this value so that it can also measure the smallest value among the three dimensions, so that it will be easier for you to measure all the other three dimensions which are greater than this, isn't it? So since the number has to be smaller, we conclude that we need to find the HCF. Okay, so now we will find the HCF of all the three numbers. For that, first we will convert this into the same unit. 4 meters and 50 centimeters becomes 450 centimeters, because 4 meter 100 centimeters is 1 meter. So 4 meters means 400 centimeters. So 450 centimeters, and breadth is 675 centimeters, and length is 825 centimeters. So for all the three numbers we need to find the HCF now. So do it in the long division method or Euclid's logarithm or division logarithm, whichever is possible you can do. So I do it by long division method, finding HCF. Now this becomes 90 and 625 is 5 3s are 15, 35 one time, 6 times 5. Now again with 5, 1, 18, 2 times, 2, 3, 7 times, 3s are 15. Now this is 5 times. See, 18, 27 and 35. Is it divisible by any other common factor if you see? Isn't it? Or 3s are 15, 5 3s are 15. Is it right? 5 ones, I put 3 here. So 60, 165. Yes, 165. 5 3s are 15. Carry 1. This is 3. Isn't it? So 5 3s are 15. That's why. So this is 3 again, 9 and 11. So now I stop with this because 6, 9 and 11 has no common factor other than 1, isn't it? So multiply these three numbers. 5 5s are 25, 25 3s are 75. So the HCF of all the three numbers is 75. So 75 centimeters. So what is the answer? 75 centimeters will be the length of the longest tape which can measure all the dimensions exactly. Now do you understand? See, 75 centimeters is naturally lesser than the given smallest number. So it can measure all the dimensions exactly. So that is 75 centimeters is the length of the longest tape. Okay. So when you measure the tape which is 75 centimeters in length, to measure all the length, breadth and height, it will sit equally. It will measure equally without any reminders in the tape. Okay, without any fractional parts in the tape. It will measure exactly, that is 2 times 75 into 2, 75 into 3, 75 into 4, it will be whole numbers. It won't give you fractions. Okay, so that is what it is. Now the second problem we move on to is see telegraph poles. See, these are telegraph poles actually. You have some telegraph poles, isn't it, like this? So it carries telephone wires. So they are placed along equal distances of 220 meters along the road. So each are placed at 220 meters along the road, and heaps of stones are put at equal distances of 300 meters along the road. And heap of stones, see, if some stones are there here, then the next heap of stones will be after 300 meters, like this. Okay, it starts here with the first pole, and poles are at a distance of 220 meters, and heaps of stones starts here and it is placed 300 meters along the same road. The first heap is at the foot of the first pole. Okay, how far from it along the road is the next heap which lies at the foot of the pole? Now this 300 meters is, see, this is 220 plus 220 becomes 440 meters. So somewhere before 440 meters is 300 meters, isn't it? So here the heap of stones will be there. So the question is, at the first pole you have the first heap of stones, isn't it? So likewise, where do you get the pole and the heap of stones together again at the same point again? Okay, so you need to find the distance at where the pole and the heap of stones meet together again after the first point. So what it will be, the distance will naturally be greater than the initial distance, isn't it? So initially the heap of stones is at 300 meters. So the distance will be increasing, it won't be decreasing, isn't it? So since it is increasing, we understand that it has to be the multiple, isn't it? So the least common multiple of 220 and 300 will fetch you the distance at which both the pole and the heap of stones meet each other again. So now you need to find the LCM of 220 and 300. We'll move on with, okay, I'll take 5 now. 5 4s are 20, again 4, 5 6 are 30 and 60 here. Now this is again with 2, I take 22 and 30, again with 2, 11 and this is 10. So after this I stop. No, this is for LCM, isn't it? So I can continue 2, 11 and 5, 5, 11, 1 and 11, 1. Sorry, so don't get confused with HCF and LCM. So you have 44 here, 5 44s are 220, 60, 5 60s are 300 and 2, 22 and 30, and for 2 is 11 and this is, I've made a mistake, sorry, this is 15 here, so I should take 5. 3s are, and for 11 it is 1 here and 3, and for 3 it is 1. Okay, so now it is exactly right, 22 and 30, and I put 5 here. 2 here, sorry all, 2 11 times, and here 5, 11 and 3. Okay, isn't it? So now this is right. Now I need to multiply all the numbers in this side, so it becomes 5 2s are 10 and 2 5s are 10. So 10 into 10 becomes 100. 100 into 33. 100 into 33 becomes 3300. Now 3300 is the LCM, isn't it? 10 into 10 is 100. 100 into 33 is 3300. Now 3300 is the LCM of 220 and 300, isn't it? So let us try it out. Let us divide, because 300 is now 1 220 and 1000 100 we have 1000 100 0 0 11. So exactly this. So now I divide 3300 by 300. Let us check. I am checking whether we have got the LCM right or not. Okay. So we have got exactly the right answer. 3300 is your LCM here. So LCM is 3300, which means after 3300 meters. So this is the point where the pole and the heap of stones meet again after the first initial point. Okay, do you understand? So 3300 meters is naturally higher than, that is the greater than the given measurements, isn't it? So naturally we have to find the LCM for both the numbers. So do you understand for what type of problems you need to find HCF and what type of problems you need to find the LCM? Just remember the concept that if a number is made into fractions, you need to find HCF, and if the number gets increasing, then you need to find the LCM. Okay, so don't go in for the greatest number or the least number. If it is greatest, you need to find LCM, or if it is least, you need to find the HCF. No, it is not like that. Just understand the concept behind the problem, and then judge whether HCF or LCM has to be done. So these were the maximum possible problems I have taken for HCF to make you understand about HCF and LCM. So this is about the chapter playing with numbers. We have finished playing with numbers, but we still have a topic of test of divisibility where we need to see numbers which are divisible by other numbers, a bigger number which are divisible by other numbers from 2 to 11 we'll see. So the next class we'll see the test of divisibilities, and if at all I have left some problems in HCF and LCM and other numbers, I'll take those problems too in the next class. So until then, it's bye from Anu for Mathspole.1. Thank you.